Thank you very much for your kind introduction, Mr. Rao. I wish it is a business empire right now, hopefully at some point in time in the future. Now, I hope I am audible to everyone. And if you can't hear me, just key it in, then I'll try and make it a little bit more clearer or louder. Now, without wasting much time, let me go straight into the presentation. The way it is structured is there is going to be a brief introduction about digital marketing, and there is a topic on how social media helps sales specifically. Then a couple of secrets, and it's not exactly a secret as such, but some of the latest developments on the social media marketing not many people are aware of, or not many people are using that one. Then how to use or implement integrated digital marketing for your organization, and then what kind of budget you may want to consider. So these are the agenda for today's presentation. Obviously, this is a big topic, and I won't be able to cover every single thing within this within the confines of digital marketing. So if you have any questions, though, feel free to ask me towards the end of the presentation. Right. Okay. Right. So when we talk about digital marketing or social media, the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, it's all about Facebook. Now, it's not just about Facebook or for that matter, Google. When we say digital, we need to think of it as a combination of internet, social media, and mobile. Those are the main things. In addition to that, there are other technologies or other things that go along with that. Now, one thing obviously is video. It could be animated video, or it could be plain video that was shot that went on to YouTube, or even your website for that matter. QR code, for example, augmented reality. Right now, some of you may have heard about Google Glass and all the wearable displays. So all those things fall under the digital marketing concepts. You could also add WhatsApp, for example. Some of the businesses are beginning to use WhatsApp into their email marketers, or not into their digital marketing landscape. So so you need to consider the entire thing, the complete technologies around web, social, and mobile. That's in a nutshell what we crudely define as digital marketing platforms. Right. Now, when it comes to the digital marketing platforms, which are all the platforms one must consider? Obviously, everybody knows that website plays a massive role, or people visit the website to see what are the products or services an organization has. And then Google search or search engines play a massive role in there. Then social media, I don't need to highlight a lot more than that. And then email marketing. In India, when we say email marketing, it is viewed as a spammy thing. But world over, it has proven that email marketing plays a very important role in building up the sales funnel or lead nurturing. Then obviously video, mobile marketing, especially smartphones, mobile apps for that matter, and so on. Now, let's get back to the statistics. I'm going to focus purely on India at this point in time. Now, if you look at India, Facebook has over 10 crore users on the last count. It's growing at about 10 to 30 lakhs every month. And right now, it's predominantly coming from urban areas, especially the big metros and other big cities. If you take Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, and a few more cities, they will contribute almost 40 to 50% of the entire social media population from India. It's not to say that There are nobody using it in the other cities, but those are huge and they are contributing massively at this point in time. But all over India, there are 25 crore users who have access to internet. Google has published a report recently within the last 3 months or so. They have mentioned that before the next general elections due in 2019, the number of people who have access to internet would be over 60 crores, 60 to 70 crore range. So that is roughly half the population of India. Now I firmly believe that is a really conservative number. In my personal opinion, the number of people who have access to internet will explode like the way the explosion happened in the mobile phone ownership. There are several reasons for that. One of the things is the smartphone prices have dropped, and other thing is the 4G rollout at affordable price may begin to happen later this year or early next year, which would propel it to the next stage. And there are over 80 crore mobile phone active mobile phone users in India. So these three are massive numbers, and that forms the foundation of digital marketing. Also, now there are quite a number of success stories in India around the e-commerce and the digital space. Flipkart, for example, we all know about that. And Amazon have opened their own thing here. eBay is quite active, and there are a lot other e-commerce or web-based companies who are seeing massive growth on their business as well as operations. Now, other thing that a key point to note is over 50% of the internet traffic is coming from a mobile-based device. And this is true all across the globe, and India is no exception. And this is how the last mile connectivity is going to be solved in the future. And you don't need a big laptop or a computer to access the internet. You can access it from your mobile phone. And that is going to be the transformation, and that is going to hit the businesses, and any business or enterprise should be geared up for that change to latch on to any new opportunities or to manage the brand message as such. Other key thing to consider is when we talk about digital marketing, the next question that is going to come up is how much would it cost? So one of the key measurements you may want to consider is cost per reach, and I'm taking it from the traditional marketing space. Now we have some idea about the print prices, the newspaper advertisement prices, the TV prices, etc. Roughly, the digital marketing may cost about 10% of the overall traditional options. Now, this may vary depending on the level of specific targeting that we want to go to, or which country we want to target, and so on. But the biggest advantages, more than the prices, are we could easily customize the message to suit our target audience. Let me give you an example. Now, let's say you sell child merchandise, toys, for example. One of the obvious things is to go and advertise in Cartoon Network, for example, on TV or something else. Now, once we create an advertisement, it's going to be really difficult to change, and you would probably struggle to modify it to suit different age groups. Now, here we can easily solve that problem. To a parent, and it could be a different advertisement or message, and to a teenager, it could be a different message, and so on. Practically, at this point in time, the digital marketing is essential for every business. It's not optional anymore. Now, it is applicable for individual persons, who do consulting, big brands, B2B businesses, B2C businesses, doesn't matter. Okay, we cannot avoid that. Now we all know that the level of importance the political parties are giving to the digital platforms to reach out to their voters and then influence the opinion. Now, that just summarizes it. No, we don't need to go through any other example to stress the importance of that. Now, with that, now let me move to the next section. Now, a lot of people think social media, digital media, they're all well and good. Now, would it help in sales? The answer obviously is yes. As I said earlier, when we talk about digital media, most people think only of Facebook. They all think that, okay, let me post a couple of messages and then and then the sales may automatically follow. It is not like that. We have to treat the digital media as one of the channel and not the one and only medium that solves all the sales challenges an organization may probably face. Now, we have to consider how do we, which are all the platforms to use, how do we ensure that our presence is known to our target audience and so on. So now Facebook is still the dominant platform. I'm not sure if you can view this slide at this point in time very clearly. The title says Facebook is king. Now, the image here, it shows how many orders from the overall platform, overall digital platforms are coming to different type of industries. The first one is photography. 98% of leads a business comes from Facebook for them. Now, sports, pet supplies, jewelry, they are over 90%. Clothing, about 87%. And when you go down to music, it's about 80%. So Facebook is still a really dominant platform for a lot of businesses, specifically business to consumer. And if you are a small business, who rely on a particular geography, you must consider that, because your followers, your clients would be your brand ambassadors. So do consider that. These are just indicative numbers from all around the world. Right. Okay. The next one is the conversion rate. Now, what's the conversion rate when a visitor visits your digital platforms? Again, Facebook dominates with about 1.85% conversion rate. I would like to merge Vimeo and YouTube into a single category. They both are video sharing websites. Now, if you add it together, it will come to about 2.32%. Now, with the increase in the internet speed, right now we have 3G and 4G is around the corner. Accessing video on the mobile as well as from a laptop is a lot easier, and people take much quicker decisions when they view it from their mobile device as well as when they watch a video. They can see and understand the information really easily. And then as you go along the next platforms, Twitter has 0.77% conversion rate, LinkedIn almost 0.5% conversion rate. Now I want to take a moment around LinkedIn. Now LinkedIn may seem to have lower conversion rate, but traditionally number one is number of active users on LinkedIn is a little bit rather a lot lower compared to Facebook. It is used predominantly by the professionals. The second most important thing is it also takes time to establish rapport. The sales cycles are a little bit longer when it comes to a business type of transaction. So those are the main reasons, right? Now, if you look into the industry and which platforms helps it a lot, you would see a variety of platforms appearing here. Now, if you are in the antiques or collectibles type of industry, then Pinterest helps in orders in a massive way. In this particular case, 74% of orders coming from Pinterest. Now, digital products, 47%. So, that YouTube is the massive player there. So, what I mean by digital products is, something like coaching sessions, e-learnings, CDs, DVDs kind of stuff, what you could download from the web. Now, YouTube, again, here, people listen to it through webinars, they see a video about the product or service, and then they make up their mind. When it comes to services, it's going to be the YouTube, Pinterest combination. Now, you may be wondering, why Facebook is not mentioned here. Of course, Facebook is quite handy in there. It comes. These are integrated very closely with the other platforms here, and those are in addition to the previously mentioned platforms that we have seen. Right now, let's jump into the main meat of the presentation. What are all the appropriate platforms for the type of business that you are in? Okay, so the simple answer is it depends. Now, it varies from company to company, individual to individual, as well as our target audience and so on. But there are some guidelines, some rule of thumb that we can appear. But before we get into that, we need to ask few questions to understand what we are doing. Are we in business to business or B2C business? What is going to be my buyer persona? Now, this question, I want to take a moment to stress the importance of it. I would encourage everyone to define our buyer persona. When we can achieve that, then it becomes really easy to pick and choose the platforms that we are after. Now, the questions that we may need to ask, obviously, when it comes to a buyer persona are, where do my buyer live? What's going to be the age group? What's the typical type of activity he or she does? What time do they come onto digital platform, or how do they consume the information? And in addition to that, you also need to ask few more questions about your own business or brand. What are all the other objectives? Is it customer support? Is it branding? Is it sales? Is it a PR or something else? Once we have an answer to all these questions, it becomes reasonably easier to identify the appropriate platform for a business. Now, let's pick a B2B business and then look into the different options that are going to be beneficial. These are just guidance only, and as I said earlier, this would vary from business to business or person to person. The first thing that is going to be important for anybody is going to be a website. There are several reasons why a website is important. One, people traditionally go to the website and then check what kind of information that is there, and also they use search engine to try and find out a little bit more information. The second thing is social media. Now here, for a business-to-business company, LinkedIn is really important, and Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You may be wondering, why Facebook and why not just LinkedIn? Whether you are in a training company or purely selling some kind of machinery to companies, the individuals are quite active on Facebook. Yes, you are not going to get a massive follower base on Facebook, but people can easily see what you have, and you can collect testimonials from your buyers and so on. Now, when that happens, it may go to their friends, who may be a business owner, and then you can benefit from that. Now, Twitter, in India, Twitter is predominantly used for to follow celebrity or political person at this point in time. But having said that, a lot of business owners are also active on Twitter. So you can use Twitter to establish one-to-one communication with the decision maker. And obviously, I don't need to explain LinkedIn at this point in time. But in a nutshell, you need to give higher importance to emails, LinkedIn, videos, and search. When I say search, it obviously includes website as well. Okay, so moving on, now if you are a B2C company, then obviously website plays a massive role, but here Facebook is going to be a lot important. Now Twitter, it's a dicey thing. If you have a brand ambassador, especially if you are jewelry, if you have a celebrity as a brand ambassador, then use it. So Twitter will play an active role there, and obviously YouTube as well. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to say a couple of options that not many people are aware of or using this. Two secrets. The first one is you can follow the prospects wherever he or she goes. Let us say somebody visit your website. Now they have taken the pain or they have taken the initiative to visit you. They have visited you because he or she was interested in finding out some information or another. Now you can easily target them whichever website they go to. For example, they go to NDTV, they see your advertisement. They go to YouTube, they see your advertisement. You can interlink the complete digital platforms to do that. Now when I say complete, it's going to be web, practically any website, any social platform, and even on the mobile device. So that would keep your brand name as well as your product visible on top of their mind. So this is number one. The second one is now there is a further advanced concept. You can construct the advertisements or you can run the advertisements dynamically. So let me explain a little bit more about that. Let us say you are a retailer, someone like Flipkart, for example, or Myntra, for example. Let us say I visit your website. So you anyway know that through you will be able to target me whichever website I go to. Now the next thing that is possible right now is, let us say I go and search for red t-shirt. Now automatically I will see a red t-shirt advertisement from your website. So if I search for a blue jean, for example, then an advertisement will be assembled automatically. A red t-shirt, blue jean with a shoe, with a glass, cooling glass kind of stuff. So you can assemble the advertisement. Not you. The ad platforms will assemble the advertisements in real time. This is a real powerful thing, and practically very few companies all around the world are beginning to leverage this. Now you can imagine the advantage it may have. Now I have given the example of a retailer at this point in time. Now let me give you an example. Let's pick a couple of more industries, so that it will be easier to understand. You may be an educational institution. So I visited your website or Facebook page, for example, and then your website. Maybe. Now, after that, I probably go and search or look for mechanical engineering. Now, I would begin to see mechanical engineering related message advertisement from you. Now, it could be your facility, it could be the campus interview, the kind type of companies who visit for campus interview and so on. Then I may probably look for computer science. Then I would begin to see a message related to computer science about the job opportunities and so on. And this one would help the person to immediately connect with what you have, what are the facilities you have, and then they explore more about you, and then possibly register to receive more information, and then potentially join your college. Now it could be obviously useful for a variety of industries. The key thing is we need to think about different scenarios and then come up with loads of creatives so that the advertisements can be assembled on the go. Now the next thing is it is not just digital. Now all these platforms know what you do offline also. Now I'll also give an example. Right now this is applicable only in US, but there are a lot of businesses who export or who would like to target NRIs. Now this could be useful for banks, this could be useful for real estate companies and so on. Now let me pick the example of a real estate company. Now as I said, a real estate company can reach out to a NRI who lives in US and it is based on their offline behavior. So now how do we know somebody is a NRI? For example, if they go and buy paneer in Walmart or something like that, then we can make an educated guess that they are NRIs. And then you can run an investment opportunity in real estate to them, or buy the apartment or villa or whatever there. Now in addition to that, you could also target them based on several other parameters. It's not just one who could be a car owner, who owns a property, who likes Hindu organizations and so on. So this is going to be the emerging thing at this point in time. What we do offline, the information gets shared with the online platforms, and then you would be able to target them. Now this would be very handy even if you are going to sell some kind of solutions. It could be a garden maintenance solution, for example. You may assume that you can find out whether a person has a property, and then you would also know if he or she buys some kind of gardening thing in that country, and then you can easily run an advertisement through target. So that is the basic thing. The 2-3 emerging things are the latest additions to the digital advertisement I wanted to say. All right. So now moving on to the next one, which is going to be the crux of today's presentation, is how do we do integrated digital marketing? Now, as I said earlier, it is not just Facebook or it is not just Google. We have to look at it collectively. Now, to understand that, we need to take a step back and then visualize what do people do on the internet first. Now, when the first thing somebody does is they go to Google and search for a product or services. Obviously, they also look at the other products and services and then compare, which is better, what are all the advantages or disadvantages of different things. Then they go to YouTube and then find out, let me find out more about this particular organization or service. So that is the kind of people. The buyers are a lot smarter now. They go and compare. They do quite a lot of research. Then they visit obviously your website. They go to your digital platform, the social platforms, to find out, is there positive feedback, negative feedback, what do my friends say about that, are there good testimonials? They do that. And obviously most of this action happens from their mobile phone. Now this is roughly the life cycle of buyer behavior. Now that is exactly what we need to remember here. So which is why the integration of it is going to be key. Now the key building blocks here are, the first one is the website, the second one is the social media, the third thing is lead nurturing, and fourth one is online offline integration here. So as I said earlier, people go to Google and search for a product or service. when they search for a particular product or service, your website may come up, or they may probably know about you and directly search for you, and then they visit your website there. Now, when that happens, so the first thing is, you have to ensure that people find you. So you need to have a web presence, you need to have a social media presence, and it is not if you create your content, for example, videos or blogs, for example, your visibility will go up further. If you are in business-to-business space, then you can use LinkedIn, and then you can actively contribute in groups and forums and position yourself as an industry expert. So when that happens, people will find you, and then obviously they could do a little bit more research about you, and then they visit your website. And remember, a couple of the secrets or the latest additions to the advertisement. When somebody visits you, then you would be able to chase them. So that is one thing that is going to come in simultaneously. Now, the next thing that you need to do, next key thing is, you also need to find out what people talk about you or a particular product and so on. And that is where social listening comes into play. Now, what I mean by listening is, traditionally what happens is, only when people come and write on your Facebook page or Twitter feed or LinkedIn profile, you come to know what people talk about you. But you can go above and beyond that and then find out what do people mention about a particular thing. For example, you may be a real estate company, so anybody says all over the world, I'm planning to invest in India, that may be the keyword that you may want to listen to, and then reach out to them straight away and then try and target them. You may be a jewelry. If you are a jeweler, if a person says, I'm planning to, we are blessed with new addition to our family, for example, then you could go with a child-based product. We'll give you buy 10 grams, we'll give you a ring for free, or a bangle for free, or whatever, which may be relevant for them. And it is also very useful to understand what people talk about your own brand or product. Now, the third thing is, obviously, the people will visit your website. You need to have a website that is responsive and that gives a really good user experience. Now, what do I mean by responsive? Now, previously, people create multiple websites. One, when somebody accesses it from their desktop or laptop. Number two, when somebody views it from their mobile. For example, if you see BBC, you may see a different website on bbc.co.uk, and when you access it from mobile, you will see m.bbc.co.uk. Basically, a mobile-based website will come. But that may not be the best way to do in some cases. The website will automatically change, the look and feel of it would change for the mobile device that you are accessing it from. So your it is still the same websites. You don't need two different websites. It's reasonably easier to build. It's not at all complicated, to say the least. So when that happens, you would give a great user experience, or rather great look and feel from any device that they access it from. The second thing that you need to consider is user experience. The user experience is really underestimated until this point in time. When a company builds a website, or an individual builds a website, they just think, okay, let me have an about us section, let me have a services section, and then let me have a price list or something like that. Maybe it's something for testimonial, and then that's about it. Now, you need to think in terms of what will a person do when he or she visits the website. Now, there is one important thing that you need to understand here. Normally, a person spends about 6 seconds in the website. So that is the time you have. to communicate most of the information that you want to say to that person about your product or services. So when that person comes, what is going to be the likely information he or she is going to find out, and then try and take them through the journey in that way. They should easily understand who you are, what is the differentiator, how you could help them, and know what are the next steps, who are your clients or whatever. So depending on how a person may potentially look at you, that is the you need to visualize that. You need to do a lot of trial and error here, and then it's an ongoing process, obviously, and then connect with the user in a big way. And it's needless to say, the next thing goes hand in hand with that. It is important to capture their contact information as well, their email IDs and mobile number. Now, if you have their email ID or mobile number, you can target them on Facebook. You can send run email campaigns. You could naturally through the advanced targeting methodologies, you will be able to send target a lot of useful send a lot of useful information to those people. Now the next thing is, obviously you need to run very useful email campaigns. Now one thing that you need to do is, this is where and if you're really smart, you can easily categorize your customers or subscribers into different segments. Somebody who bought product A, product B, product C. So your email campaigns, you can use it for upselling, cross-selling, and so on. Now there is an emerging thing called video email. Now what happens is, the success rate of traditional email campaign, or the response rate of traditional or well-run email campaign, is 0.5% to 2%. Now when you have a video inside, then the conversion rate or the response rate doubles or triples quite quickly. Now when you embed a video within, most email clients such as Outlook, or from the mobile client for that matter, it may not play directly. Now there are options available which would allow you to embed the video, which we do that right now as well, within the email itself, and then a person may be accessing the email from their mobile device, say an iPhone for example. Within their email client itself, your video will play. They don't have to go outside. This is a real powerful way if you are on business to business, or even for that matter B2C. Now that is why email are key. Now when we talk about the digital marketing, let's not underestimate the importance of integrating the offline activity that we do as well. We may be in a networking meeting, we may be in an exhibition. We need to collect the email IDs wherever we go or we meet people. And as I said earlier, it could be useful in a variety of ways. Now you could follow them up with advertisement, and the other technologies you need to think of when it comes to offline integration is QR code, for example. So you could easily put a QR code on your business card, and a person can scan it. You could use augmented reality. That is another area where somebody focuses an image, and then a video or 3D view can be seen directly on their mobile phone. Right now we are implementing that for educational institutions as well as for real estate. I don't want to go deep into this specific technology at this point in time, but there are several things. The key point I would like to highlight is integrate all the available options, so that we maximize the chances of nurturing the prospective buyer over a period of time, and then they become your regular buyers as well as brand ambassadors over a period of time. So that is the key thing. I think these are the key things to consider. Now the next thing that would come to anybody's question is, so if that is the case, should I pump all the money on the digital platforms? The simple answer is no. You integrate your digital marketing with your offline activity as well. One of the basic thing is, I've seen it in several companies, they have one campaign running on newspaper, TV, hoardings and all. But when you look into their social platforms, there may be no mention of it. So only when you integrate all these things together, people, more and more people will see it, and then it will be beneficial. Now, the emerging concept at this point in time is abundance marketing. Basically, a person may see you at in a hoarding, in a newspaper, or through a face-to-face meeting. So when that happens, they may probably go to your YouTube, or a separate traffic may come from your Facebook, for example, and then they may send an email to you, they may call you up, they may fix up a meeting and come and meet you. So whichever channel a person comes, we need to nurture it. So if you want to run a digital campaign, it is recommended you complement or supplement that with a bit of offline activities. A small campaign in a mall, for example, and then the benefits are, one, more people see that, they visit your website, so traffic goes to your Facebook page, website, and so on, and then both the platforms would feed into one another. So the big benefits of the digital platforms obviously are, one, you will be able to retain your customers within your ecosystem. So the key thing is ecosystem. Now if you really visualize, you may have a website, Facebook page, you may run an advertisement on newspaper. You could say that you could say that on Facebook, go and scan the advertisement on the newspaper or a magazine, and then you could take them to your website, collect the email ID, and then give the offer or something like that. So you would be able to retain the customer or a prospect within your ecosystem. So now, if you would recollect the key metric that I mentioned earlier, a person spends only about 6 seconds in any website. So by retaining the person within your ecosystem, you convey a lot more information about your product or service, so that you maximize the chance of that person buying it from you. So over a period of time, they become your brand ambassadors. Right, okay, so moving on to the next section. Now, how much budget do we need to allocate, and what people are doing at this point in time? So before we get into that, if you look into the top 5 marketing goals or any organization, the first one is brand awareness, then lead generation, customer acquisition, then positioning ourselves as thought leaders, and then engaging the customers very closely. Now, these are the 5 marketing goals as mentioned by marketers in different parts of the world. This is obviously a survey. Now in 2014, when marketers were asked, are you going to increase or decrease your spending? Now, over 45% of the people have said no, they are going to increase their spending this year. Only about 3% said they're going to decrease it. Now, these surveys were done only with the large organizations, and the large organizations, most of them, they have already allocated about 30% of their entire budget onto the digital platforms. But when it comes to the small and medium companies, they're all, a lot of organizations are jumping into this platform and then trying to figure out how to do, and then they have not figured out, or they have not thought through a specific budget for this one at this point in time. But it is recommended you allocate a budget, a meaningful budget. Only then you will begin to see a result over a period of time. Now, if you look into the how the budget is getting allocated now, or where the businesses are going to increase their spending. The red one is the previous year, and the yellow one is for this year. And 66% of the businesses, they have said they're going to allocate money or increase their spend towards website. Another 65% said we're going to concentrate on email marketing, 58% social media, 64% on video. And I want to take another moment here to stress the importance of video. This is going to be the beginning of the explosion in video-based marketing, at least in India. So please give a disproportionate amount of importance to video. That would help a person to understand a lot more about you. And it will be useful if you have an animated video, so that people, anybody who sees that would understand what your product or service is going to be. The category of videos are called explainer videos. Just for example, you could go to our own YouTube channel, YouTube/VSocialize, and then look at some of the animated videos over there. In about 30 seconds, 60 seconds, or 2 minutes, you could easily convey about your offering there, and then go from there. Right. So now when it comes to the exact allocation, in the Western markets, the businesses they are allocating over 50% of their entire budget at this point in time. Now, even in India, the serious players, the big boys, they are already allocated. They started allocating over 30% of their entire budget onto the digital platforms. Now, if you have not done that, I would probably recommend 25% of the overall budget to be allocated for the digital marketing initiative. So I just wanted to re-emphasize that one again. So when I say digital marketing, you don't need to equate it only with social media. Obviously, that would be the crux of it. But do consider a meaningful percentage for the overall initiative. Right. So that brings us to the conclusion of this particular webinar. But before we wrap up, I just wanted to highlight few things, a few tips for 2014. The first one is implement listening strategies. You need to understand what your clients or prospects say about you, about your products, what people are searching for. The second thing is, do not underestimate the importance of email marketing. So initiate that, especially the video, email, and video marketing. Then actively pursue social media promotions, and then think video. As I said about a minute or so back, video would play a massive role from this year onwards. Okay, so if all these things happen, then it is a great way to build your customer or prospect base. You can engage with them really easily, and through variety of targeting options, you could expand your reach. It could be US, it could be other countries, and so on. And you would get significant competitive advantage. And even now, not many people have not figured out what to do, or they have not even thought about that. So think about the first mover advantage, or exploiting the growing market here. And one of the reports said, the e-commerce spend in India would probably grow by 10 times in the next 3 to 5 years. From about 2 billion, about 20 billion. Those are huge numbers. So the early adapters, the early explorers, and then they would obviously benefit massively as a result of that. So the final benefit naturally here is more sales as well as more profit. So just to wrap it up, today we had covered the introduction to digital marketing, which are all going to be the appropriate platforms, 2 emerging or latest advertisement options one could use, how to do integrated digital marketing, and then how much budget you may want to allocate. So So just to mention a couple of lines about us, we are basically a digital marketing company. We are there in 3 countries, and in India also we are there in multiple cities at this point in time. And we work with several segments of industries. So with that, I would like to conclude my speech and then open up the floor for questions.